Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. We have some mixed action over here in the crypto market and the stock market. And well, in Markets in the Morning, it's where we take a look at what's going on as the United States stock market gets set to open in just 4 minutes from right now. So what we'll do is we'll take a peek at the news, any economic data that's coming out, anything going on the economic calendar today that could be a catalyst for markets, and anything that's going on in markets as the day gets ready to start out. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for those who are watching on the replay. Thank you to all the people who are hanging out in the chat right out the gates. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Currently, Bitcoin sitting at 27,215. So price for Bitcoin has still just been able to hold itself in here, going on for the past week. I've actually already recorded a video this morning. It is a long one. How long is this thing? 32 minutes long already. I've recorded it this morning, already edited it down. I'll have that released later today. We're talking about a lot of the different stuff looking for with bottoms. As you guys know, for the last month and a half, I think the original video placed there on April 5th, looking for a short squeeze and liquidation happening at the top, followed by an ABC correction, but we've still just been holding in here. We've talked about it with XRP, looking for, no longer like screaming, we have to go down, but that will be actively looking for bottoms coming in here. Still, there's nothing, this price action that we've seen here today. Let's celebrate it for a second. All right. XRP is at 46 cents. It pushed up higher than it was a couple of days ago. I'm sure a lot of people are excited to see that. We still need a little bit more to get super excited about that. But like we've been talking about, holding on top of that 200-day moving average and just the things to be looking for it to continue higher. We're kind of at a pivotal moment right here, right now, with where prices are currently for XRP in regards to this resistance level. And if we can kind of break out of here and start invalidating structures that would send us further down. So pretty pivotal where we're at, and we're at some pretty big resistance. So, the move that we've seen now is really more of just kind of a bounce back, a throwback. If we can continue higher from where we are currently right now, in particular, getting up here in these, 51 cent area, then it really starts to kind of change the game on what we can talk about. But in the video that I'll be putting out this morning, as you guys know, for the last month and a half, it's been talking about nothing but down, down, down. And in the last week, I started saying, hey, look, it's no longer going to be talking about just down, down, down. It's going to be talking about like trying to actively search for things that could signal that a bottom is starting to form. When you get these bottoms to form, it doesn't mean everything just flips to bottom is in immediately. It's typically one indicator flips, then another one flips, then another one flips, then price action flips. And you start moving things away from being down, 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 down to being like, hey, half the things are now moving over into the other category of, we're working on something happening in here. And my thoughts are that's kind of where we're at right now. And I'll talk about that in today's video too, with where we're at currently with Bitcoin. That when we had this breakthrough support, we got within $500 of the box, right? So we fell $4,300. We got $500 away from getting within the zone that I've been personally looking for. That is 90% or 88.8% of getting all the way down there, but we've been able to hold in there. And so are there things that are going on in here, or are we just sitting at a resistance level here that is about to capitulate? We'll talk about all those things in today's video, but that's kind of the mix complication that we have with currently going on with prices currently right now. We're definitely getting a few check marks moving over to bottoms forming. It's just that not all of them have yet. But it's an improvement from what we were from a month ago. A month ago, I'd come on here every day, say, hey, I still think this is what we're doing. We're heading down. This is what we're doing. A month ago, it's like, hey, we're going to be moving down. Now it's time to say, hey, look, are things starting to emerge in here that can signal potentially the bottom is forming? And I think we're starting to see a couple of things. I don't think we've seen everything, but we are seeing a couple of things. Maybe if we just stay flat and time progresses, those other things will flip over to the other side too. But, things are progressing in the right direction, rather than just constantly being like down, down, down. Now it's going to be actively searching for where's that bottom at, or where's that capitulation, or do all the indicators flip and the capitulation gets avoided. So we'll talk about that today, 32-minute video that will be coming out later. As for the U.S. stock market, Dow Jones opening just now, it opened down 75 points, NASDAQ up 25 points, and the S&P down 3 points. So down 0.28% for the Dow, up 0.2% for the NASDAQ, down 0.08% for the S&P 500. Mixed bag over here. Coinbase down the most at 1.1%, with Netflix up the most with 2.89%. So nothing too crazy. Looks like Coinbase moving back to less than 1% drawdown so far this morning. So not too shabby of a morning, jumping right out the gates. DXY still continuing to creep up in here. For me personally, I would want to see that DXY start to chill. Still, it's not in any kind of concern level for me at all right now. Even right in here or into retracement levels in here. But if we got back up to these highs again, if you got it back up to 105.8 or 106, something like that, start being kind of like, yeah. But this is definitely super normal to happen in here before another plunge does come in here. But if we got back up to these heights, that's when concerns would start taking place. Otherwise, current locations of where we're at for the DXY, totally normal. Oh, I just lost my stuff. Hold on. See if I can get you guys back on my screen. Where are you? Wow. If I'm still live, that's amazing because everything has disappeared from my screen. Let's see if I can get back to it. I don't know why that closed. It's crazy. I'm talking into thin air, but I don't see you guys. And now I see you all again. So hopefully you can see me. I was still here the whole time. Still live. Yeah, it's crazy. Everything closed on my screen. But we stayed good. So cool. All right. Thank you guys for telling me what's up. So DXY, keeping an eye on that. Here's the interesting thing though, right? So you got, yesterday was a huge day in the stock market. Not huge. Okay. It was a good day in the stock market. Like a lot of stuff was up like 5, 6, 7%. You had the Dow Jones up over 400 points yesterday. You had like the indices, whatever, same thing. They were up about a 1.5% yesterday. With big moves over here in equities. What is interesting is we've been watching this like bearish divergence emerge for gold up here near this near the all-time high, and boom, there you go. You've officially got a lower low set over here on gold as this bearish divergence has been playing out up here near these heights. Just not enough strength to get through there. While we still don't know, I mean, this is a strange structure to get back to the height 3 times and then not be able to get cleared through. And I hear people have asked me, what about triple top? Triple top is just like so rare, so uncommon. It's just really, really uncommon. But the optimistic thing, obviously, for anybody who has done read any of the research that I've done, I've put together videos, I've put together news articles, I've put together a lot of stuff, or newsletters, to prove the inverse relationship between gold and the equity market, and then the correlated relationship between the equity market and the cryptocurrency market. And this is just an optimistic thing to see for equity markets, which in turn is an optimistic thing to see for the cryptocurrency market, to see gold pulling back from here. Still hard to be like, yeah, we're completely in the clear yet. Because we're still above these fib levels right in here. This could become a back test that ends up bouncing in here. So nothing's in the clear currently right now. But at least for today, we live to breathe another day with gold pulling back in here. So on the daily time frame, we've definitely seen the bearish divergence emerging in there. On the weekly time frame, looks like we do have bearish divergence also occurring over here on the weekly time frame as well. And like I've always said, I hedge my portfolio with gold. I have probably more gold than I do Bitcoin, and just kind of like in case S hits the fan, that the inverse relationship tends to pan out. That's how I've hedged myself. But like I've always said, I will take this thing crashing and crumbling to the ground any day of the week. I will have no problem having half the value of my gold wiped out entirely if that means that the equity markets and the cryptocurrency markets can rally. So I'll take that all day. But there you go. We're getting a pullback on gold. We can all breathe for just a minute to see that happening in there. Let's take one more look over there at the indexes real quick before we jump into the news, because there's something I want to show you. Okay, so here we go. As we've been talking about over here on CNBC, yeah, like the ridiculous news cycle. So like they're trying to pound fear and narratives and all this kind of stuff in your head. Just prepare for this. Look, Dow slips as investors monitor debt ceiling talks. The Dow slips as investors monitor debt ceiling talks. What was yesterday? Yesterday, stocks close higher on Wednesday. The Dow surges 400 points as traders grow optimistic on the debt ceiling deal. On Wednesday, May 17th. Let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday, May 16th. Dow closes more than 300 points lower on discouraging Home Depot forecasts and debt ceiling concerns. So we go down with debt ceiling concerns. We go up with debt ceiling deal of optimism. And then we go down with monitoring debt ceiling talks. It's going to be the narrative. It's going to be everything. I looked over here in Bloomberg. Like, this is nothing but fear. Wall Street fears $1 trillion aftershock from debt deal. The debt ceiling standoff threaten American prestige. Debt limit dangers loom in big government bills. Today the mainstream media has decided to pound us with fear over the debt ceiling as prices are down. I challenge anybody, if you do see the stock market flip green at some point today, which the NASDAQ is up 48 points and the Dow is now down 90, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe things before this live stream is over, we can see the market kind of turn itself around a little bit, and maybe we'll see debt ceiling optimism show up in here. But just to kind of give the reason why I point to this is most people do know it. But either way, there's 1,200 people watching right now. There are maybe 50 who, whenever price action occurs on any type of asset class, they go running to the financial media and they want to know, why is price going up? You can check Google search trends. You can check everything. Why is asset price going up? People always search it, and then they want to go read news, whether that's Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, CNBC, Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, whatever it is. People want to find a reason that price is going up. And we just tend to get manipulated by the financial media, and we can watch it live, and we're going to keep this going until we get to the debt ceiling, and we're going to watch just how they flip their narratives back and forth depending on price. And it's just to get clicks. It's just to lure you one way or another. I would say the weirdest thing about today is how much fear Bloomberg is pounding in. That's a lot of fear. Literally the word fear. And then threatening America, dangers. Those are all like buzzwords of be scared, right? Threaten, danger, and fear. Like, those are all in the same category. All three of these things. So they're trying to persuade people to be scared today. Interesting. All right. As for news, let's see if there's anything else to do besides be scared to death today. U.S. jobless claims tumbled. Let's go look at the economic calendar. What do we have in here for today? Existing home sales, again, expected to be a decline from last month. Initial jobless claims were better than expected. Continuing jobless claims, better than expected. So people are not losing their jobs just yet, which is great, right? We don't want that. You don't want that. Starts losing jobs and stuff, that's when stock markets start going down. So that's good stuff. As for, now we are about a little less than a month out until the next Fed rate hike decision, as we haven't checked on this in about a week to show what the probabilities are for a rate hike versus a pause happening. This has been accurate like every time. Whatever the market prices in the outcome to be, the Fed tends to do. So the Fed hasn't done anything to surprise the market. It's been whatever the probabilities are. The Fed just kind of goes along with consensus of what the market prices in. We saw a week or two ago that we were about 85% priced in that we were going to pause, and about 15% priced in that we would see another rate hike. Currently, it's pricing it in at 63% that we are paused, 37% that we will see a 25 basis point rate hike or a 0.25% raise to the federal funds rate come June 14th. Thing to take notice of, we are a month out from that. This thing changes like crazy, like super volatile crazy. It changes all the time. So we'll check on it like once a week. This is definitely not going to be something we check on every day. Typically, these things move with however the stock market is moving. So, all right. Now that the market's been open for a minute, Netflix having a good morning. So we'll see. I wonder what's going on over there with Netflix. I don't know if they had earnings today or what they ended up having last night. It looks like the S&P is fighting to turn back to green. The Dow is now down 72 points with the NASDAQ up 0.46%. The big strugglers today are metals over here. You got gold back to 1958 as the DXY slowly creeps up. As for crypto, been kind of a mixed morning. It was a whole lot more green this morning, but now flipping somewhat red. Still nothing crazy at all. The biggest on this list is down 2%, with the biggest being up 4%, which is XRP, which of course, that's my largest bag. I'll take that any day of the week. But I will be putting out a video today discussing more on like bottom hunting and things that I'm looking for. In relation to what we've been talking about for the last month. There are still concerns with where we are at currently right now, but it's not like it has been for the last month and a half where we're just screaming down, 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 down. We are getting, several more things to at least give some hope of a bottom forming. And we're going to talk all about that for both Bitcoin and for XRP and the altcoin market in the video that I do release today. Otherwise, as for news, I haven't checked any of the crypto news. I'm sure you guys have all heard about Ledger stuff. That's been crazy. I'm still, I retweeted them yesterday. They made probably the most dingus tweet someone on their support staff could make yesterday. Let me read this to you. Just insane. From Ledger support. Says, technically speaking, it is and always has been possible to write firmware that facilitates key extraction. You have always trusted Ledger not to deploy such firmware, whether you knew it or not. Which is not their marketing, right? Their marketing has been write down your keys, they're safe, nobody can touch them. But now apparently there has been the capabilities for them to do that, and some dude on their their support staff wrote that. The PR nightmare for Ledger just gets worse and worse and worse. I've had people ask me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because I do use a Ledger product. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to let this kind of play out for just a second. I get it. They're having a PR nightmare. But yeah, it probably, for me personally, it probably feels that, reducing the consolidation onto a ledger and just kind of spreading it around a little bit more might be the safer place for me to do things. So, yeah. I see Sick Thinker. What are you saying? Because they want to go public, which we talked about yesterday, right? Brian says, people freaking out about Ledger is unnecessary. And it may be true. I'm waiting, right now we're in kind of the thick of the chaos. It's kind of what always happens. Everybody's all over the place. And once things kind of settle down, let's hear Ledger get their story out straight and do a little bit better job communicating. Then I can make educated decisions. But right now everybody's all over the place. And people love to FUD, so people are going to spread things a little bit more than they need to be, or misconstrue things, or intentionally mislead public just to harm a company. But they're definitely handling it pretty poorly. So they've done really, really poor. So, all right. As for news, Bitcoin back above 27K amid optimism on debt ceiling. Wait a minute. That is not what CNBC told us. We are supposed to be scared of the debt ceiling. Dow slips as investors monitor debt ceiling. Bitcoin back above 27K amid optimism on debt ceiling. What the heck? Okay. What does the debt limit showdown mean for Bitcoin? You guys want to read this? Oh, no, it's a video? I don't want a video. Okay. I will skim read it really fast to see if it's even worth covering. Okay, sorry, I don't want to read that. That's too long. You need to get your point across a little faster there. Otherwise, I think the biggest news is really just the kind of the ledger drama right now. Obviously, look at this one. It says Ripple starts a platform for central banks to issue their CBDCs. The firm will also showcase real estate tokenization product as part of Hong Kong Monetary Authority's EHKD pilot. Ripple is starting a central bank digital currency platform which allows central banks, governments, and financial institutions to issue their own digital currency. Using Ripple's platform, government institutions can manage and customize the entire life cycle of the CBDC, which includes minting, distribution, redemption, and token burning. Financial institutions would also be able to manage and participate in inter-institutional settlement and distribution functions using the CBDC. Central banks can issue both wholesale and retail CBDCs, which can make offline transactions as well. The platform is an enhanced version of Ripple's private ledger, which was started in 2021 for issuing CBDCs. The platform is powered by the XRP ledger, but was built on a new private ledger. Ripple will show the use case for its platform under the EHKD pilot, a program run by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the de facto central bank. It is also working with Taiwan's Fubon Bank to build a product for real estate asset tokenization and equity distribution under the EHKD pilot. Okay. CBDCs on XRPL technology, but not on the XRPL. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? I guess the only place we haven't checked is Cointelegraph. Let's see what they've got. Binance Australia suspends AUD fiat services. Bitcoin trader predicts the end of the dip within weeks. Grayscale and Bitwise distance themselves from Ether futures ETF plans. Australia, Big Four bank begins trial for cryptocurrency payment blocks. Montenegro prosecutors appeal against Do Kwon's bail terms. Why is the cryptocurrency market down today? So that's what I'm saying, guys. That's what people search for. They're down because of optimism about the debt ceiling. Duh. Oh, you got to be kidding me. The crypto market is down as investors' fear of a regulatory crackdown on the sector remains and the fight over raising the debt ceiling carries on. Get out of here. Get out. Oh, my gosh. All right, you're done. You're done. All of you. You're fired. All right, guys, so that's what's going on today. So we've got Bitcoin kind of washing machining in here, still holding its levels up in here at 27,200. You know, we're starting to see some things move from the we have to go down like we have for the last month and a half to, you know, there's things moving over into the column of bottoms forming in here. It's not completely at all. There's still cautions to be had out there. But the tides are turning. The tides are shifting over to the other side now. It's no longer what we've done for a month and a half on this channel, which hasn't been fun. It's just, we're going down. We're going down. We're going down. And there's things to kind of start watching out for. Optimism, there's breakpoints, there's cool stuff to look at. And I've recorded a 32-minute video that will be released hopefully within 1 hour after me finishing this live stream and get that released. It's a doozy. It's a long one today. So hopefully for those driving in your car who get mad at me for not saying the price levels, but instead say here, there, and there. But a doozy. It's a long one. All right. Otherwise, gold down. How's the stock market doing? Are you coming back to life? Dow Jones 89, so 90 points in the red, but the Nasdaq's up 59 points. Netflix must have something going on. They must have had some type of data release or something like that. Coinbase down 2.3%. Otherwise, kind of just a flat morning. XRP, of course, is going to be the one that people are excited about to see some price action happen over there on XRP. It hasn't broken any resistances just yet. Not to be a buzzkill, but I know how we work. We get real excited and People tend to buy the big green candles. I'll release a video talking about the price action that we're currently seeing right here, right now. But yeah, so hopefully this isn't the case. I know a lot of people don't. It doesn't matter to me. If this happens, I load up. If this thing takes off, I've been loaded up for 5 years. Can we get the show on the road already? But I'll discuss the things that I'm seeing with indicators, this thing that I'm seeing with wave counts and all that good stuff in the video that I release later today, hopefully within 1 hour after the stream being over. Otherwise, not too much action over here in crypto. The worst performer, Solana, down 2%. Best performer here is XRP, up about 4%. Knowing crypto, that's a tiny swing window. That's not a very big swing window. So not a whole lot going on today in today's price action. So, all right. I don't think there's anything else to cover except for that we don't know whether or not we're supposed to be optimistic or if we're supposed to be worried about the debt ceiling. We don't know. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm supposed to be monitoring it. I'm supposed to be concerned, and then I'm supposed to be optimistic at the same time, right? Isn't that what CoinDesk told me? Yes, they said be optimism of the debt ceiling. Okay, I'm done. I'm just being a jerk at this point. All right, guys, I'm going to jump into the chat and jump into the super chats. Let's see what's going on in here. Thank you guys, of course, for showing up. It's just a random Thursday, and look at it. We're all hanging out here on Blockchain Backer YouTube channel live stream on just a random Thursday in the middle of May. Thanks for tuning in. Wigman poll. If XRP does not go back below sub 40 cents, at what price would you be all in on XRP? You mentioned 60 cents before. P.S. You kept me sane for 3 years, so thank you. I mean, I'm already all in on XRP. This is me just dipping into the savings account, adding more. This is just me adding more to the bags of insanity that I've done for 5 years, pretty much. Like I won't get left behind, and I'm not desperate to throw my money into the market that I want to put in there. Like I've said, like when I bought on the recent dip, right, I pretty much increased my bag by 2%. If I deploy all of my money that I intend to put into the market, I'm only going to increase my XRP bag by 20% total. So it's not like it's going to be super mega life changing on how much I'm in the market, you know. But there's probably not a foam. Again, this is kind of a scenario thing of what's going to happen in here. The big challenge right now is you've got resistance happening right in here. Big resistance. So the question becomes then, what happens if you get through that resistance? Then we're all going to have to start studying and saying, well, what will wave behavior look like from here? Will there be pullbacks that pull back down in here again to then go break out? Are we acting like we're already in breakout? What is occurring in there? The first step is we have to get through there, because at this point currently right now, there's literally no breakout. I know that's a bummer to hear. There's not. If that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's not a breakout. We're still just underneath the fourth wave. So we have to get through there first and then try to assess what's happening afterwards. But as of right now, there's nothing to but I say panic, but I know when things go up, people panic too. They panic buy. But that's the first thing. Then it's going to be each person's preference. What do you think is going to happen if the wave count is destroyed on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside? If you get past it and you get to say 51 up in here, you're not acting as something like this. You're not acting like this. And we'll do in today's video. I go through all the wave counts of this too. So I'll go through all these wave counts. And this is the move right here. You can see right here. It's not out of the usual. It's not out of the norm. You can see we've got it lined up just right here. Not out of the usual and what we're doing in here currently right now. So we would need more to start getting to even start entertaining those thoughts, right? So 51 cents is the area where things start to kind of change. And then it doesn't necessarily mean just because we go to 51, that automatically means we go to moon. It could mean we still are going to accumulate like this. But what it says is we have not been rejected by wave 4. And in a rejection of wave 4, you have wave 1 with 5 waves, you have the A wave of 5 waves. You go back to 4, and then you have another wave, typically of equal length. That will be very similar to the move that you just had in the same structure in here. And if you look back to the past, what did you have in here? Right? You can count these out. You get sloppy in here, so it gets harder to see, but you will see it here in just a second that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to wave 4. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means you have A, B, C. And in wave B, you have A, B, C. So, the work that needs to be done currently from current price locations that we're at right now with the move up that we've seen today, it's nothing to get FOMO'd about just yet, as this is the exact same behavior that we've had here before. And we haven't broken resistances yet. So I'll spend 30. I've spent probably 2.5 hours recording talking about this kind of stuff today in a 32-minute video that will be released. And hopefully it kind of answer a lot of those questions when that video comes out. So thank you, Wigmapool. Robert Parsons, no message, but a super chat. Thank you, Robert. Texas Takeover says, BCB, do you still trust Ledger? I'm gonna give them a chance to clean their stuff up. Right now, it looks terrible. They look awful right now. I don't know how you could fumble something as bad as Ledger has fumbled it. Just absolutely horrid way of doing this. And I'm sure they are just living in a complete nightmare. This tweet that they've done, technically speaking, it is and always has been possible to write firmware that facilitates key extraction. You have always trusted Ledger not to deploy such firmware, whether you knew it or not. That tweet has 1.8 million views right now. They are failing. Ledger, the whole concept of your product is the perception of trust. And that is that we don't have to trust you. Now you get all these people commenting saying, oh, we all should have known that. We all should have known that. That's not the way it's marketed. The way it is marketed is that you don't have to trust Ledger. You have your keys. You have your seed phrase. There's nothing that anybody can do about it because you have your seed. If there was ever in any way a marketing message included in there of being, we have to trust Ledger not to steal all of our money, would you have ever used a Ledger product? No. Not at all. So they've completely fumbled the ball entirely. And they've got a massive mess to clean up. And we'll see how they handle that. And if this is some dingus intern who's running the Ledger support who made that comment, or is that a higher upper, or how are they going to handle this? Are they going to come out with a "we're sorry" video, or what are they going to do? I'm going to give them a day or two to kind of figure this out and clean things up. Fortunately, they're not in I don't know. Is it as bad as Bud Light? I don't think it's as bad as Bud Light. But it's bad. It's bad. We'll see if there's a chance for them to be able to clean things up. I'm going to give them a minute to kind of figure it out. All right. Thank you, Texas Takeover. Water 27 Buffalo. First timer. Hey, BCB, first-time poster, love your content. What are your thoughts on HBAR retracement or new all-time high? Do you have a sell point for it? God bless you. Thank you so much, Water Buffalo. Water 27 Buffalo, God bless you. With HBAR, so I even talked about that in today's video. One thing that's not in today's video, I will show you this. I've talked about this in several streams at this point. We've reached my level. Listen, none of you are allowed to just blindly follow me because you don't know nothing. I'm I'm thinking I might add some HBAR to my bags in here. I've been staring at it at this price level for long enough. I might do it. If one of you comment in 6 months and say, what about HBAR? What is going on? I'm not responding. You have all the things, right? And so you're down in the last retracement levels too. You're down in the last retracement levels. You're down at the support levels. You got your AVC already happening in here. The only problem is if Bitcoin capitulates. If Bitcoin does go in for a capitulatory move, you're likely going to see it in HBAR, you would think. Now, there's a chance you see something like this. HBAR pops out like this. Then the capitulation of Bitcoin comes and we pull back in here. Typically, this is what you see in these accumulations off these lows. When this is like your Bitcoin of 2018, 2019, this is like your XRP after the SEC lawsuit, that you're in these phases before this action starts happening. But you typically will dance in here a few times before you're ready to pop your way on out of there. So my thoughts are that we're in the zone. I would hope we get a pop out of here if Bitcoin's going to capitulate, and Bitcoin's capitulation does nothing more than brings it back in. But to have the kind of expectations we could be down here for a couple of months with HBAR is my thought process. As for a new all-time high, I'm going to be focusing more on the market cap of HBAR rather than the actual price chart, because the price chart of HBAR is a little, it has problems with it in that the inflation of HBAR has been pretty bad. So over the course of like the last couple of years, I don't even know. The last time we checked out on a live stream, I think HBAR's inflation rate is about 45%. So you're battling 45%, that your token's losing half of its value versus its market cap annually, until that actually gets improved. So that's not, out of all the tokenomics out there, it's not very good. Unless there's going to be improvement, which I haven't checked the token schedule, vesting schedule. So probably need to take a look at that first before I do this. Because my thoughts are, I would think we have like a year or less, right? So running the math on that. So for me, I don't think we're going to see like 4.236 extensions on the price chart. You just have way too much inflation that has happened over the last 2 years to cause that. If you look at the market cap, here, we'll do this. Notice a problem here. The market cap of HBAR. Oh, wow, we still have all this stuff on here. Okay. I'll get rid of all that. The market cap of HBAR still sits way over here at the July 2021 lows, right? That is way over here, right? Why is the token so far down? And it's because there's been so much inflation on HBAR. They're just printing HBAR tokens left and right. So it's diluting the market cap amongst more coins. So each coin is worth less. And I believe, all right, I'm not going to make it up. We'll look it up really fast. Since I said I'm thinking about buying some, we'll at least review that. So everybody understands the problems with HBAR as well. It's not, you said this, blockchain backer. All right. Over the course of the last, just in 2023, man, it's garbage. It's garbage, guys. In 2023 alone, so in the first 4.5 months, it has been inflated. It has inflated 24%. In the year of 2022, the inflation rate was 38%, coming off of 2021's inflation rate of 166. So 166 in 2021, okay, that's bad, whatever. We saw improvement happen here in 2022, where the inflation was 38% during that year. Problem is, we are not slowing down velocity. If anything, this is picking up velocity here in 2023. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe there was a vesting unlock for devs or creators or founders or something like that. That's always possible of why there's like a inconsistency here that a certain time period was reached for a dev unlock. So I would check that vesting schedule of who has access to the most amount of tokens and when did those get unlocked for them. That may be why we've already seen 24% here in the first couple of months compared to last year being 38% for the whole year. We're moving at a rate right now where if you continued at this velocity, you'd have over 50% inflation for 2023. That's not good. That's only going to exacerbate this problem that the token is not worth as much as the market cap. So for me, it's going to be focusing on market cap, not token price, because we saw that happen back in 2021. That was important. So there you go. That's all I got for that answer. I appreciate you very much, Water27 Buffalo. Thank you very much. Evan Larson, can the U.S. make it illegal to self-custody? Well, sure. Live under... I'm not going to talk bad about my government. I love my government. God bless America. I do love America. I do. I love my government. Yeah, probably. I mean, right? All they have to do is say it's in the name of anti-terrorism, anti-money laundering, all that kind of stuff, right? And then they say you have to do it, or else you're a money laundering person who's doing bad stuff. So probably. And this thing with Ledger probably has to do with them wanting to go public, right? I mean, they've got to get approval from the SEC. They've got to, they've got it. I assume it's probably the recurring revenue models, all this kind of stuff. I don't know. We can only speculate on it. All right. Thank you, Evan. Dennis, thank you so much. First timer, man. If Bitcoin is going to a 702 retracement and an altcoin season is happening, what things do you look for when determining if an altcoin will create a new all-time high or just a retrace? What we learned in 2021 is we have to actually just wait till the time gets there to see what happens, because they can happen very quickly. I don't think a lot of people, out of the ones that I rotated into, some of them are like, okay, I understand that. But the one that everybody thought was the stupidest one that I rotated into was Ethereum Classic. Like, what is wrong with you, blockchain backer? That is just dumb. And it's the one that just ended up flying. And when you look at the amount of time that it took for that to happen, it just took 2 weeks to go absolutely insane, to go, from $29 to 175. So picking, and then we know there was inconsistencies on which ones did it and which ones didn't, right? Some did, some didn't. And you can just see how much time it takes, right? Look, draw a box here. This is what it was like in 2021. Welcome to crypto. This is what your life is like. Are you sad because you feel like you're living in a depressive world of crypto when you thought it was nothing but fun and games? During the bull run, I was trying to explain it, man. This is not what life is typically like. We are typically living in here. And I've been around here long enough. I've been through doing years of YouTube videos. We normally spend most of our time here until something insane happens in the market. And we get these massive runs from $12 to $175 in just a couple of weeks. So in that circumstance of, setting a new all-time high, it's going to be more of like just watching Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? Are we seeing what we saw in 2021, where it's only some of them that are doing it? And if only some of them are doing it, will we have similar signals to like what we had back in 2021, where you had Bitcoin getting to the 702, you had Bitcoin getting to the 4.236 extension on its market cap, while you were also getting Ethereum getting to the 4.236 extension. And we saw Ethereum Classic get to the 4.236 extension on its market cap. So if we have multiple things happening all at the same time, that's probably our answer, right? That it might not be everything. It might only be some things. And if we were getting multiples of the same things like we had in 2021, that's probably the answer of whether some are or not. And especially if it's occurring at the same time of Bitcoin being in a retrace. So it's going to be a wait and see for the time to come. But thank you, Dennis. Or Denise. Dennis? I'm going to go with Dennis. Or Denise. I don't know. Thank you. I feel bad. You were generous, and I don't mean to mess up your name. I apologize. Thank you. Eddie Ross. Richard Hart is using Pulse Chain sacrifice money, $2 billion, to buy Ethereum, then dump and buy his own project, Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain. Is this very bullish for Ethereum or Supercycle? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, what? I don't know. Eddie Ross, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how to. No, I don't know. Thank you, though. I'll give you a very honest answer. I have no way to speculate which way that goes. Whiskey 2 says the thing that I typically forget to say. Like the video. Frog, 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 frog. Make up frogs for missing Frog Day. LOL. Yes, if you're enjoying the content, please like the live stream. If you're hating the content, please thumbs down thumbs down the video. Either way, either type of thumb helps the channel. Thank you. Jeff S. said, thank you for explaining news versus breakouts yesterday. Sure. Controversial video I put out there yesterday, huh? Controversial tweets I put out there to kind of provide that alternative view to the ruling from Judge Netburn. I had some people super mad to even present that. That's like, dang. They need that hopium just shot right into the arm. And anything else is utterly terrifying. Like, it's not going to make any difference if you know the truth versus having to have hopium. Like, the truth is going to win. Like, the big money is paying attention to the truth. They're not paying attention to the hopium. If big money is going to pour into this market, it's going to be because they have the green light to do it. It's not going to be because they're getting hopium on YouTube video and Twitter. It's because there's a real reason to do it. Don't stress yourself out so much by looking at alternative things and trying to get a better understanding of stuff. And it's not most of you. Like, literally 99% of y'all are awesome and cool. But there's a couple of people that just couldn't handle it. And I'm trying to be cool to you, people who couldn't handle it. Like, it's okay. We're going to be all right. But thanks, Jeff S. Matt Eames. Did you see the Grayscale Filecoin debacle? I haven't. Okay, so I've seen headlines about it. I've gotten text messages asking me about Filecoin. Yeah, I'm glad I haven't gone heavy into Filecoin because Filecoin's tokenomics is even worse than HBAR, right? Like 130% annual inflation with absolutely. I think I have to say it at this point. There's no signs that they're going to slow down with that. That is still going to continue to go on for like 5 years. That's a big problem for me to even be able to touch it. So I guess Grayscale was attempting to create a Filecoin trust or something along those lines, and then they had to cancel those plans because the SEC told them no, Filecoin's a security. So yuck. I hope it ain't lose you guys. Chat's dead. Are you guys in there? That's not good. Yeah, okay, cool. You're there. Jeez, chat. That is quiet. What are you doing? I'm like all lonely here talking to myself. There's nothing going on in there. All right. All right. Hit the like. Okay. Everybody's alive. Jeez. Like, everybody's napping. Just so you know, I was up till midnight last night. No, like, I got home at midnight last night. And I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. So this bro's running on 3 hours of sleep. But we got it, man. The video's recorded and the live stream is rocking. Ben Van D. Oh, wait, hold on. Missed. So, Matt, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't sound good. Like, I was so on the fence of just adding some Filecoin because I love the market cap of it. But, like, really? Like, I mean, first of all, it's probably good that Grayscale isn't in it. And you know what? It might explain some of Filecoin's negative price action. Maybe Grayscale's been quietly dumping all of theirs. We know they do that because they had an XRP trust back in 2020. And when the SEC went after Ripple, Grayscale dumped their entire XRP trust. So for all those out there who have Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that laundry list of Stellar, or not Stellar, of because I know that they have Stellar too, of Grayscale assets, there does become a point where if it's a fan with that stuff, Grayscale dumps the whole trust. They dump it all. XRP does not have that risk on its back, everybody. They already dumped us a long time ago. So if anything, they're just not a threat. Whatever. Grayscale's not a threat to XRP. But yeah. All right. Ryan Hummel says, where do you see Casper bottoming at more or less for a spring phase? Casper is going to be a harder read. I've talked about this, right? So I don't own any Casper. If I do, it's like $100 worth of Casper. Right. So if you're in spring phase right in here, spring, it can literally go anywhere in here. Literally anywhere in there. Literally, it can go anywhere in here. Spring phase, I don't know of a particular rule that says it has to bottom at one particular price level in here. You can guess and say, hey, there's these gaps right here. We're going to close those out, or we're going to go back and back test the lows. We've seen both of those things happen multiple times. So really good luck. What I would, for me personally, I'd just be sitting here counting waves. If I was paying really close attention to Casper, the thing that I always talk about, the crashing structure, right? Look for something to definitively show itself. Like, I wouldn't try catching a falling knife. For me personally, I'm not going to be trying to catch a falling knife on Casper. But if I saw something very clear emerge of 5 waves and then started seeing something like that, what would I be thinking to myself next? I'm going to give everybody who pays attention a second to think to themselves, what's the thing that I would be watching for next? I'd be waiting for this low to get taken out one last time, and then this is where I'd be buying in wherever range that is at that point. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls back up to wave 4, and then one more dump, and then that'd be my buy. But as for knife catching, I'm not going to be looking for any type of knife catching. For me to even buy any Casper, I'm going to be looking for that. I need a super clean setup because Casper's chart is different than everybody else's. Casper is, again, another problem with an inflation coin, one that inflated like crazy. Here's where Casper is at currently right now. It has not even crossed through the 0.236 Fibonacci extension. Why is that a problem? Where are you, Casper? We don't get your market cap in here? Okay. Where are we going? We're going here. All right, we'll do it like this first. Casper over the dollar. Let's clean all this up from our last discussion. Let's see. We can probably ignore all this. Let's go look at the market cap first. CSPR market cap. So as you can see, the market cap of Casper sits at the December 2021 levels. So Casper just hit an all-time high, touched the all-time high for the market cap of this coin. Quite impressive. I don't think I've noticed another one out there that has done that. Something that was around in 2021 that could go back and hit its all-time high in market cap. Totally impressive. Like, anybody else seen that anywhere else? I haven't seen that anywhere else. Here's your problem. We said December of 2021, right? Right here. This is that high. This is the all-time high of the market cap right there in November of 2021. We know that we just hit this level over here for the market cap, but the token price is way down here. It is sitting 79% below that level from November of 2021, which means the tokenomics have just been complete garbage. Awful tokenomics for the course of the last year and a half. Just so much that we can look at it. Casper supply. Right. So we like from July of 2021 to July of 2022, 832%. Let's go. Like if we go November to November, right? We saw that high get set right there in the middle of November. And then if we go to the next November, it was 312% increase in supply from November of 2021 to November of 2022. Now, what we do know is the inflationary rate of Casper has absolutely improved. It's definitely improved. If we go from November, actually, let's go to November. November of 2022. So that is 6 months ago. Inflationary is only inflated by about 5% over the course of the last 6 months. A stark improvement of 312% over the course of 12 months, right? I mean, it's just night and day difference. This is barely any inflation. This is massive, ridiculous, silly, stupid inflation. And so what has happened to the price chart is the price chart has been, the tokens have been diluted so badly that the token, right, the market cap, what did I just do? There we go. The market cap already hit the all-time high, yet the token's way down here. And you can see that like so. These are like night and day different charts, right? That the market cap of Casper is so high. So who got all the tokens, right? That's what I would check to see. Who reaped all the benefit of all of this? Is it Casper Labs, Casper Enterprise Alliance, whatever they are? Is it miners? Is it stake? Is it people staking? Why? You know, who were the people who got all that money? Somebody got to get this whole market for free, right here. Somebody got that. The people who bought the token in here, they all sit down here. Somebody got this for free. I don't know. I don't like seeing that stuff. Like I like this, okay? The inflation rate is under control and it's fine. But you know, like I said, I went to Consensus. I went to the Casper booth, the Casper Labs booth, as requested by you guys. I wasn't that impressed. But you know, this is a chart channel, right? My job is not to do that. My job is to look at charts. You know, inflation is under control after coming off of terrible inflation. Casper has the strongest market cap of any coin I've seen in the market. You know, I mean, that's a fact. I don't know of any other coins that have gone back and hit their November 2021 high on their market cap yet. I don't know any. So that's been an interesting phenomenon to see over there for Casper. So what is your question? Where do you see Casper bottoming at more or less for spring phase? That's the problem, right? So like the problem is we look at the price chart. I thought I had it up on the other thing. We're going to do it like this. So if this is Wyckoff accumulation, which it appears to be, you know, it could happen anywhere in here. I'd be watching more for a clear crashing structure. Complications of it are that, you know, looking at the market cap is producing something that looks way stronger than that. Like it's not Wyckoff accumulation, but that there's something else going on in here. So if it's Wyckoff, unfortunately, I wish I could give you like a straightforward answer and be like, the most likely range is to say what we do is we go ahead and we measure the previous Fibonacci and then we say 702 retracement, which means 0.037 cents. That is the demand zone where all buyers will show up. It's not that easy in Wyckoff Spring. Many times you actually do see this get taken out way down here, and many times you don't. Maybe you see it kind of settle up much higher. But what shouldn't happen is that low get taken out. The problem is this range is massive for Casper, getting back to that low. That's negative 65% from current prices currently right now. It's negative 53%. That's definitely possible. In 2021, in 2020, when C19 happened, we watched this happen in the market, and then we watched it slam right back out into the lows again. I don't think we have something in the cards like C19, like we did back then. And I actually talk about that in today's video when it comes to XRP's price chart currently right now, that this moment right in here is kind of like our C19, and that's the FTX collapse. And I can kind of show it. I show it kind of on the charts, that behavior happening in there. But as for Casper, and that's really all I got for you. Sorry. But thank you, Ryan. Ben Van D. Weed says, what are your price targets for DOT and AVE? Well, DOT looks a lot like 2018 Cardano. DOT has a ridiculous amount of developers on it. Problem with DOT is it's in developer decline. So judging by the next reports that come out of what's going on with DOT, are they still in developer decline, or was that just the seasonality of January? That's kind of what I'll be paying attention to. First things first, just a retracement. And the simple stuff, right? I mean, if you watch the channel at all, just bust out the fib tool. It's either just retracements, and if new all-time highs, it's going for full extensions, unless Bitcoin signals something otherwise, like Bitcoin's hitting a 702, and that's it at that time. But those are easy. Like how I pick my targets, it's so easy. I feel like I talk about it almost daily on the channel with just fibs. When you are in any type of run up, for me it's fibs, or any type of retracement, it's fibs. And if you're in any type of new all-time high, it's fibs. What else are you going to do in all-time highs, right? You can't do anything. There's literally, I don't know of any other thing you can do to try to pick a target to the upside when you are in all-time highs and in price discovery. I know of literally no other way to do it, to find a top, except for using fibs. So if any of you guys are out there doing your own technical analysis, or you're on your learning journey, I always say it, that if I had to lose every single indicator that I have, if I had to lose trend lines, if I had to lose Elliott waves, if I had to lose arrows and parallel channels, if I had to lose relative strength indexes, stock RSIs, MACDs, all those things, I would lose them all if I was only allowed to have one thing and one thing only. I would be sitting here making YouTube videos, and every day we'd be sitting here and we'd be like, so yeah, if we look at the fib right there, like if we look at it on a really small time frame, we might be able to see something going on in there. No, not that one. So let's go over here. We'll do that. And this is what we talk about all day. That's the number one tool. If anybody is ignoring it, it's just silly. I don't know how you're doing anything without it. It's just a bunch of random guessing. The market absolutely reacts to fibs. We'll throw that on there. All right. So I'm going to start getting through these a little bit faster, guys. We're at an hour right now. I've been working on a video all morning, and I've got 3 hours of sleep, but the video is recorded. I just want to finish editing it and get it out. And that's why I recorded it early. Well, I still had all my energy to be able to do it. All right. Thank you, Ben Van Day Weed. Jaxer4 says, morning BCB, is USD being debt-based a bad thing? It's worked for a while. However, it just gets devalued because they can print it, right? If it was backed by gold, then you couldn't do anything. But with debt, they can just issue more debt and more dollars. So it's probably only a bad thing in regards to inflation and other countries' frustration and distrust, because it's a world reserve currency. Thank you, Jaxer. Daniel Ciancio, thank you so much. Hey, BCB, are you rotating all your cryptos when they hit their retrace into XRP? You mentioned a lot are just doing it at retraces. What crypto do you believe will hit their 4.236 extension as well? I think I've already covered that in this video. It was made 20 minutes ago, that message. I wouldn't feel confident on even saying any of the names that would hit 4.2. The only one that I'm like eyeing insanely is XRP for 4.236 extension. Otherwise, if any of the other ones hit, like, see, right? So like you have to like humble yourself a little bit from what happened in 2021, right? Was there a rhyme or reason for which ones hit and which ones didn't, right? There's inconsistencies on why certain ones hit and why certain ones didn't. And so we have to kind of go into this saying, was there an exact formula? Was there a perfect formula that happened in 2021? Like, does anybody know a perfect formula from 2021 which determined which one went off into new all-time highs and which one didn't? Telling you, I've been staring at these charts for the last 2 years. I've been trying to dig into everything, and everything everybody says, there's no perfect formula out there. I don't think the puzzle has been solved to say what was the determining factor, because it could have been complete garbage, or it could have been number one and number two, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then everything in between, random ones, this one, that one, this one did not, certain events happened that caused this one. And having to kind of humble yourself a little bit to just kind of wait it out and see which one happens at that time. So to say, like, the one I'm putting my marbles on is this. Do I know with certainty? No. But is this the one I'm placing my biggest bet on? It is. This is the one I'm placing my biggest bet on, XRP. I like the structure. I think we've been held down for a long time. I think it's our turn. And that's historically what has happened in the market. As for everything else, just kind of fingers crossed and hoping to pick the right ones. The market in 2021 was very different than the market in 2017. 2017, you could pretty much close your eyes and throw a dart at anything and be fine. But even if you spent all of 2019, 2020, and 2021 accumulating the top 10 in crypto, you didn't end up with everything going into new all-time highs, which you would have thought you would, but you didn't. So we'll see. Tony Tones. How's the V chart chain looking? Appreciate the content. Thank you, Tony Tones. We don't really look at V chain because I don't believe in V chain. Don't say that. It looks like everything else. It looks just like HBAR, right? We don't need that to be red. Green. Boy, it looks identical to HBAR, doesn't it? Funny. It looks good. I like it. I'm not buying it, though. But yeah. So watch my video today. If I would have saw this chart, it would have been included in my video today. So watch today's video when it comes out. Thank you, Tony. Whiskey 2, my dude, gifted BCB membership. Thank you, Whiskey, and it's, of course, always good to see you, dude. And thanks for rallying the troops to like the video, which we have 683 today, guys, on a random Thursday in the middle of May. Notorious Araf says, BCB, where do you see SUI bottoming? SUI's a brand new coin, man. I don't know. If that's even how you say it, SUI, right? It's hard. It's been out for less than a month, right? I wouldn't be able to guess, man. It's in price discovery, right? Of like supply and demand of just being released. Because that just got released 2 weeks ago, I believe, right? So I can't guess. If it gets down into like the 60s or 50s or something, I'll load up on some myself just to give it a degen play. But it's hard to know right now because it's brand new. You don't have any history on the chart except for 2 weeks. Thank you very much. Mun's Panel Wash. First time super chatter, long time supporter from the beginning. What's your opinion on ICP tokenomics? Love the show. So much blessings. Love the show. Much blessings. Thank you. And welcome. Long time listener, first time caller. Let's check it out. ICP supply. So one thing I would check is, let's see here, March to March. So the last time we did a measurement on this was in March, in which it was going at an annual inflation of 37%. Not great, not terrible, right? But not great either. One thing was that when this happened right here, this was actually a problem with CoinTrader Pro being able to communicate with the API of CoinMarketCap. So CoinTrader Pro pulls all of its data from CoinMarketCap. It's pretty much just going to the screen, pulling the data off there. CoinMarketCap was either changed where the location of where that data was located within their source file or on the website. And this was pulling some silly data, or CoinMarketCap was reporting incorrect data for some time. What's the first thing I notice right here? I clearly see that. That doesn't look good. But also, I'm looking at the chart and saying, are we having another one of these kind of situations happening? Or did we just have some type of token unlock happen right there? So check to see if that's a token unlock. Is that going to be a common thing that actually ends up happening? If so, it's probably going to hurt price because we have a massive amount of supply that's just entered in the market quickly. So I would research it, see what their tokenomics paper says, in regards to token unlocks. Token unlocks do happen. Typically, they happen at like 18 months many times. So let's see, how long have you been around here? You've been around 731 days. What is that? That's just about 2 years, right? So you're sitting at just about 2 years. When did this happen? This happened at about 700. Oh, it happened at 702? Oh, you don't say. Yeah, so just check on that. You need to go check their, like, wherever you can find a white paper or anything on discussing the tokenomics and see if that is a true token unlock, or is that a reporting issue from CoinMarketCap. Are we at 702 likes yet? No, we're not. We're at 720. Thank you, Andrew. Oh, wait, no. That was Mun's panel wash. Andrew's up next. That was first timer, right? Andrew says, been a long time listener since early 2020. Thank you for keeping me, and I'm sure many others, on track. I'm a bass player. Let's jam after Moon, my dude. Sounds good. Yeah, so I was up really late last night because I was playing the drums. We had drum practice before our show. So we have a show on Saturday. I'm playing 5 songs. 5. I'm playing, sorry, I zoned out for a minute there. I'm tired, boys. I was up and ladies, I was up till, midnight. I didn't get home till midnight. What songs are we doing? We're doing a couple of Linkin Park songs, doing Crawling and In the End. I'm still doing that Green Day Warning song, doing Gnarls Barkley Crazy. Not my favorite song. I liked it like 20 years ago, but I got assigned it, and I'm going to do it. And then doing Modest Mouse Float On. So those are the ones I'm working on right now. B Sovereign says, "Who is your favorite drummer, BCB?" I don't really have one, man. Like, I consider myself such a noob that I can't even all I do is turn on YouTube and watch some random dude with long hair, like purple hair, play. And I'm like, dang, you're good, bro. So I think my standard of like who's good is pretty low when I compare it to myself. So I don't know. Maybe over time, over a couple of years, I'll figure it out. Thank you, Andrew. Oscar Hernandez says, smash the like button. BCB running for United Blockchain of Crypto 2024. Oh, look at that. The people who like Float On. All right. Thank you, Oscar. The Victorious G says, BCB, you're a great man, husband, and father. I commend you on your sobriety streak and love for God. Thank you for being a great role model in my life. Oh, thank you, Victorious G. It's very kind. You want to hear of a streak that I lost recently? This happened to me, man. Not happy. Not happy at all of a streak that I lost. Still got that 10-year sobriety. No problems there. I exercise all the time. Try to take care of myself. I wear a watch where I close my rings every day. My stand rings, my move rings, and my exercise ring. Every day. 900 plus days. We're talking. I'm going to look at it really quick. How long have I been closing these rings? I have been closing them, I believe, I don't know if it was November of 2020 or November of 2019. November of 2020. November of 2020, I have closed my rings every single day. That's over 900 days in a row of closing my exercise ring, my stand ring, and my move ring. Last Tuesday, getting home from XRP Las Vegas, right? Got home on Sunday, feeling the jet lag. Not only that, but we stay up, till 1 o'clock in the morning every day at Pacific time. Feeling the jet lag. Your boy falls asleep at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Doesn't close his move ring. Doesn't close his stand ring. And I lost a 900-day streak last Tuesday. So we're on day 8 today, boys. Let's go. Just start over, right? What else are you going to do? All right. Thank you, the Victorious G. GSML says, BCB, markets in the morning is the best. You have said XLM seems to be mostly backed by XRP holders, but how are the tokenomics, inflation, and usefulness so I haven't done all that research. I wouldn't be the person to talk to about that. Go talk to somebody who go find an XRP YouTuber who makes lots of Stellar Limit videos. I went there. We can look at it. Let's see. So in 2023, it looks good. Let's see. Let's do a whole year, right? So we are in May 18th till today. In the last year, so from May to May 2022, May 2023 is inflated by 8%. That's in line with normalcy in the cryptocurrency market. That's not out of line. So there you go. Hey, BCB, if you had coins like Dash, EOS, Zcash, and Bitcoin Cash, would you wait till a FIB extension to rotate to XRP or rotate earlier with XRP at lower prices? It's all about timing the market, man. Each person, that's going to be their own independent thing, but I have lots of coins that I probably am not going to stay in for forever, stuff that I scooped up in November and December. Just, at the time, they seemed like okay buys. And I still feel that way. But the question is, do I want to hold them for a long time? Probably not. So for me, it's each person is going to chase different things, and the market's going to tell you something different every time. Let's say, and you're always going to point out your losses. You're always going to be mad at yourself no matter what. As human beings in this market, we do nothing but beat ourselves up to say, if I would have done this, I would have done better. If I would have done this, I would have done better. The only times we ever praise ourselves is if we do it here, or if we do it here, that we sold here and we bought here. If we sell here, right? If we're flying to the upside and we sell there, we beat ourselves up, right? Price goes up 1,000%. We beat ourselves up because the price went up another 50%. I could have done better. Price heads down. We finally think, oh, that was it. That's it. I'm buying right there. Then price goes down even further, and we beat ourselves up. We're just never going to nail these things perfectly. So you're trying to play a timing game. If the whole market does move together, if XRP moves and the rest of the market moves at the same time, it's unlikely that they're all that there's going to be too much time spaced between them, at least based on historical norms of the market. So if you get one asset going up 200%, and you say, that's it, I'm doing it, I'm throwing it all into XRP. And then if XRP just acts like a dingus for 2 more months, you're going to beat yourself up. especially if this thing goes up to higher retracements and goes up another 100%, right? So you're trying to make the best timing guess of the rotation of when it will take place in a market. It's a hard thing to do, to say you're going to nail that. I'm probably going to tell you you're not going to. And that's nothing personal against you. I don't even know you. You may spend 10 hours a day for the last 10 years studying this market. How difficult of what the question that you're asking is, if that can actually be successfully pulled off by selling one top and buying another one at the perfect time and rotating it perfectly. It's very, very, very difficult to do. You have to have zero emotions and just not care. Like, you sell it, you sell this, you don't even care about this because you just delete this asset from your list and you don't even pay attention to it anymore. You move on with your life. But most people don't do that. So it's up to you on how you want to do that and how confident you are in each individual asset of going higher. But thank you, Mr. Nobody. Megalo, first timer, no message, but that's what happens a lot of times. I'm gonna guess you intended to say what's up. I'm gonna say what's up back. Did you type in the chat? I'm going to look in the chat to see if you were in there. I don't see you in there. Yeah, Mr. Nobody, thank you. Maglo25, thank you. First timer, no message, but appreciate it. Ahmed Al-Barakawi says, first timer, says, what are your thoughts on the Sandbox, a metaverse token? Do you think there is any potential for the next bull run? Well, you know, depends on what the metaverse thing is, right? So I'm very critical of metaverses. I don't have much experience on knowing people who are trying to build a metaverse. Like, I've had plenty of conversations with Expector, not affiliated with Expector. I'm not compensated by Expector. They don't do anything to get me to talk about them. I do that on my free will, and they don't pay me anything to do that. I know they're actively trying. We'll see if they can pull it off. I think a metaverse is very, very difficult. When I think of a metaverse, I think of it being nothing more than a video game, an immersive video game. And so a video game on the screen. And if it's not going to be a video game on the screen, if you're going to sell it to me as it's going to be more like you're going to put on a VR headset, and you're going to be like hardcore into VR and stuff. Well, it's like, okay, well, have you solved the problems with VR? Because have you ever put a VR headset on? Connor, what's more BCB emojis? Okay, I'll work on that. If you've never put a VR headset on and experienced just kind of the loneliness of VR, it gets boring. It gets lonely. And you have to make sure that whatever you're making can make people want to get back in. I think the only thing that even comes close to any type of like metaverse in the VR world is that VR chat game, which is weird already. If you've ever been in it, it's like a bunch of people who like dress up, a bunch of like 24-year-old dudes who dress themselves up as chicks in bikinis and stare at themselves in mirrors. It's very odd. And anybody who's ever played that game knows what I'm talking about. That's the second most played VR game that exists out there right now. And, I think just VR is struggling because there's this problem that you have to go past, and it's that loneliness thing. And maybe other people don't experience that, but I do. When I put that headset on, I feel very alone. I don't know why. No, free Kip, it is not going to be a 2-hour live stream. We're wrapping this thing up. So you asked me, what are your thoughts on the Sandbox, a metaverse token? Do you think there's any potential for the next bull run? I don't even know if Sandbox is in this list in here. Is it in there? No. I know it's popular. I don't see any. Let's see. Where were they originally listed on? Okay. How much have you pulled back? 8 to 5. I mean, you had a pretty decent pullback, but 95%. I mean, it's a pretty decent pullback. I just don't know. I haven't followed them. Are people playing it? Are people using it? Are people engaging in it? Is there any growth happening? Right? That was a lesson learned in 2020 and 2019, heading into 2021. Paying attention to, is there user growth? Are there people participating in this metaverse? If there's a decline in users participating in the metaverse, the answer is a clear no, right? If there's a decline in developer activity, the answer is a clear no. Both those things would be just a shot in the foot for it. The only thing you'd be looking for is just some type of relief, bounce, and rally. But to look for it to become the next hot, new, cool thing, unlikely. Might have been capitalizing on hype at the time of metaverse stuff, and whether or not metaverse is going to take off. Again, I'm critical of it because I've gone around and I've interviewed lots of NFT projects. If you guys remember when XLS20 was coming out, I went and interviewed a lot of stuff. From everybody, that's what I heard everywhere. Metaverse, 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 metaverse. And this is not to promote Expector. And Dirk is going to freaking love me hearing me say this. So is XRPP and Eric. They're like the only ones that seem to be putting any real effort into creating metaverse. The only ones. Again, I own some Expector NFTs. I own the minimum amount of tokens. But I also own like all these other ones I'm talking about. I own those too. I own them all. And I don't think the metaverse, unless somebody is like serious about it, that metaverse term just gets thrown out there left and right. We'll see. I've been rambling about metaverse for a long time. Brianna Marie says, wait, before you wrap it up, what about HBAR? I already did HBAR. We already did it. Watch today's YouTube video. I think I went over HBAR twice, too. So just zoom back through the video. I think I went through it like 3 times. Like when you're looking back through the live stream, look for something that looks like this. You'll see like colors that look like this, and you'll see that. So when you're like zooming through the whole hour of the thing at the bottom, and you're like, where is it? Where is it? And you see this, you're like, there it is. That's where he's talking about it. And you'll know what I mean when you get there. All right, guys, there we go. I made it. I survived on 3 hours of sleep. I have recorded a 32-minute video that I'm going to finish editing as I get off of this live stream. I want to sincerely appreciate you all for showing up once again, as you always do. We still have over 1,200 people in the chat on a random Thursday in the middle of May with no economic news, nothing exciting happening. 1,200 of you still here hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much, guys. Just all your support in every way. If you could like it, that's of course the number one way to support. First of all, the number one way to support the channel is just watching my videos. I don't know why I always say hitting the like button is the number one way. The number one way is you watching. The fact that you're doing that, thank you so much. Number 2 way to support the channel is just hitting the like button. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up so I can finish up the video and get that released today. It's a longer video. Catch it whenever you can. But all right, that's it. How do I do? Why do I stumble in my outro every single time? Oscar with the game over super chat. Thank you. Here we go. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one, guys.